Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shepard Sediona Shikawacha. I'm a clinical law student here at Eden University. I was also student representative of Student Law Association of Zambia in 2024. In 2025, I was the Deputy Prime Minister here at Eden University. I'm also an international student, which makes me quite a good person for me to be asking questions to our esteemed guests here today from the ABC Party and from UFC. I will leave this time for them to actually introduce themselves before I continue with my questions. Sir?
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Sidis, legally known as Peace Kazan, and I'm one of the aspiring candidates for the Ministry of International Relations.
Thank you. Move on to the lady to my left here.
Alright. Thank you very much. Just a correction. The party is UFA.
Oh, my apologies.
Thank you very much. My name is Alicia Ann Mare, and I am a 4.1 Bachelor of Pharmacy student, also an international student, and I will be standing in for the aspiring position of International Relations and Affairs. Thank you.
Okay. Now then we are done with the pleasantries. We now move on to the questions. My first question is, I'm sure as candidates already, you've done your research and you're well aware that permits here at Indian University is quite an issue. And as such, I'm sure you already have plans which you are willing or already maybe you've started implementing to make sure or ensure that the students get their permits on time. And this is something that has been detrimental and atrocious to students here at Indian University. Ma'am, what is your plan?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. It is quite an important thing to ask because as an international student, I have also faced challenges, and I believe that every student who is an international student has the right to have their permit come out in time after applying, after paying, going through all the processes. So with the help of the Presidential Office, we will be working hand in hand to make sure that our students receive their permits in time. And we will have to also have a push with the management. We will be in constant communication with the management for Eden University in the Office of Permits to ensure that our students are not lacking in that department also, and just making sure that we have constant follow-ups and checkups, maybe every fortnight, every week, to ensure that the students are not stressed. We will do the running around for them because that's why we're here, we're representing them.
Okay, so your plan is to substitute the students running around, maybe they focus on their studies, and you as the minister, and you said with the presidential office, and I believe your president was a former international relations minister. So your plan is to basically do the running for the students.
Yes, sir.
That is your plan.
Yes, sir.
Sir, what's your plan?
All right, so I think as we all know, international relations is just straightforward, right? The problems, we all know the problems that are there, and thank you for mentioning them. I think the issue with permits, the first problem that I've been observing is us as the students, right? We tend to be ignorant. So how are we going to solve this? So I will, just like she said, it's a bit similar but different. We're going to take a personal approach, right? In my case, I'm not going to be running alone. So you see, it's a big ministry and it is a busy one. So we are going to build a team, right? Let's say a team of about 5 people. These people are going to be working hand in hand with the students, right? So when you start your process, we are going to be tracking, because the reason why, apart from the administration side of things, right? There's this part of us, the ignorant part. So you are supposed to, they tell you do this, present your documents like this, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Then we don't have people that are making a follow-up on those documents to say, this letter of admissions is wrong. You are submitting the incorrect. So we are going to address it from the source, right? From the student level. Then after the student level, we are going to go to the administration level, right? That way we'll be approaching the administration as the ministry to say, we have done our part. Why are our payments and our delays, our payments are delaying, and we can handle that. And I'm sure the goal, I think, the biggest problem is people are reporting late for registration. So with how, I think I've heard that they work in there's a certain threshold that they have to apply in a certain month or in a certain week, right? So you find that those delays are some of the things that causes those, those delays in payments coming up. So we will be monitoring them, and we have this issue that some people come, pay tuition, and they forget about the permit. Then they want to pay the permit as those 30 days are now finishing. So we want people that will be tracking to say, okay, when do you want to start applying for a permit? What's the first step? Like, it will be very detailed. So I think for now, that's what I can comment on.
Okay, so I've taken notice of your plan, and I have to mention, like I mentioned, I was in the previous union.
Yes.
And in the previous union, the Minister of International Relations, they had a committee. So are you saying the committee, which was working under the International Relations Office, was not working?
Okay, I don't want to put anyone on spot, right? They were working, but I feel like
They were working differently.
Yes, in their own way. I feel like there's more that we can do to, to make, use of that committee, because there's been some significant changes from the other years, because there was a year where people didn't sleep, the school didn't sleep, and people were outside demanding where are our permits. So yes,
that was in 2020,
yeah, they did improve, but I still feel like with what I have and what we have, we can still push them to do even more, because your permit is what signifies that you are now part of this country and you are now part of this school. So your permit is the first priority, and I think we should take it seriously.
Okay, thank you. Such a quite a profound answer. So my next question now is, I've noticed all the three parties. It's quite unfortunate that the third party is not here. I'll just mention the two that are here. The parties are mentioning inclusivity and unity, but for a very long time, and Madam, you're from Greatest, isn't it? For a very long time, students at Greatest have been complaining that apart from the 9,500 and the 12,500 that they have to pay for application and renewal of permits, they still need to pay money to travel from Greatest to come here and apply permits. Why not put an international relations office at Greatest? Because imagine I've paid already 9,500, I've paid already 12,500, and now I have to look for younger money to come and travel here and back, and I have to again pay money to come and check on that very same permit. So what is your plan? I'll start with you this time. What is your plan on the international relations? Where is the inclusivity?
All right, so I think from our end, there's that mistake that we've been making, and I've been trying to push that since last year, that the main campus and Greatest, we are just one school. What's separating us is just location. So to cater for those that are saying, after transport money coming here, that's where the committee is going to do much of the work there. So, for example, if I win as the Minister of International Relations, and part of that committee, the first person that I'm going to select is going to be her if she doesn't win, or anyone, because number one, she's already representing Greatest, and she also wants to be part of the international relations. If I'm going to choose someone to work with, that's the first person. So what we'll be doing is, number one, there are those, for example, like checking your payment, right? Those things, they don't require you necessarily, paying younger money to come there. What we can do, our representative at Greatest can just write your details, right? Come here, that one person, if it's 20, if it's 50 of you, that person can just come, go to the retention office under the Ministry of International Relations, check the permits of the people that are, then give feedback, right? So here we need to make use of our social media platforms, right? So that's where we need people to be very attentive. So we can't be checking 50 applications, right? Then we give feedback. Then the following week, from those same people, you find people coming back and they're saying they didn't see any. So it will be a mutual relationship where if we are going to put in effort, you make sure that when we tell you that these are the permits that are now approved, guys, make sure you reach out to do this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I feel like the only time that a person should just come here is during the application process. Taking and these other minor issues, we are going to assist them as the Minister of International Relations. That's why we are here. So, like she said, we are your representatives. we are going to be doing most of the running around for you because we know it's very expensive. And that's why the school took initiative to put the union so that we can serve the students.
Okay.
Thank you.
Madam,
All right.
from what I have taken from him, he has no plan whatsoever to put any international relations office there. He wants to be the he wants you rather, when you don't win, to be the international relations office there. Yes. What do you have to say about it?
All right. So it's very interesting to see that my opponent is very much certain that he will win. I mean, we'll leave it up to the students, really. So yeah, it's really up to you guys. But I will agree with some of the points he has raised. But my strategic plan, firstly, as somebody who is from Great East, is to push for an international relations office at Great East campus because it is very much inconveniencing to the students to have to come all this way to even apply. Like, there's no need for someone who is based in Great East to come here and apply. You can apply from Great East, go home, that's it. So application process from the get-go to the renewal process should all be done that side for Great East people. So my plan is to actually push for that. I understand that currently the management has put in somebody to be there twice a week. But twice a week is still really not reasonable because what if on those two days I have exams or I have a pop quiz or I have some other business to attend to? Does it mean that I still now have to come this way? It's unreasonable. So it's one of those things where we need to push for more days or a permanent international relations office there, and also use of the social media platforms like he mentioned. As somebody has already mentioned that I will be up to do the running around for the students, I think it's also going to be quite beneficial for us to have a platform on WhatsApp where the students who have applied or reapplied for their permits, they send their details and then we can do a follow-up.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. I'm liking the answers. Let's move away from permits a bit. Let's look at main campus. I mean, here at main campus and even some places in Great East, it's undeniably that we have a lot of international students here at TJ University. And one of the major problems that they face is being scammed and stuff like that due to, of course, things like they don't understand the language. I mean, there is a difference whereby you would get to Nkatemba and you say, Muribwanji mami, Muriche, and oh, hi auntie, how much are the tomatoes? What has the school been doing in terms of at least offering languages to international students here at Eden University? Ma'am, what is your plan?
All right, so thank you for posing that question. It's quite funny because I feel like you are deeping into my manifesto. We're not yet there, but anyways,
yeah,
it's fine. I will mention the point. So currently, I do know that we don't have any linguistic classes at all whatsoever, and we are a university that has local students, international students, and I find it quite important for us to at least have something related to language. Of course, some people may say, okay, we already have so much going on with school, but you'd find that if you learn the local languages, it's going to be beneficial. That way, you are not really going to be scammed, you know? And for some people can read through like someone talking that, okay, this one is scamming me, but there's people who can't. So I feel like introduction of linguistic classes is going to be very beneficial, not just for the local language also, but to broaden ourselves and also learn other languages from other countries, because we are trying to create connectivity, interrelationships between nationalities, Zimbabweans, Zambians with Eswatini people, Lesotho people. It's supposed to be a whole community of people who understand each other. So I feel like introduction of linguistic classes is something that should be pushed for when voted into office.
Thank you. Hey, what did you think in terms of linguistics?
All right, so yeah, that's introduction of linguistic classes. It's a great idea, but we have to make use of what we have in the meantime. Like, for example, setting up the structures, hiring the people that are going to teach. It might be strenuous for the institution, but rather in the meantime, what I would advise is someone who has been scammed before, many times, like there's something for 50 kwacha, you end up buying it for something like 150 kwacha, you see. So what I've learned is, I know as international students, we have this thing of wanting to play with our own, because that's where we can easily relate, right? So I advise that before we set up structures like those ones, have, at least one or two people in your circle from different, countries that you interact with. They teach you one or two things. Then from the Ministry of International Relations, I think the first step what we are going to do is to have events, right? Like, okay, there's one that's not taken seriously, like Cultural Day. It's not just, we are going to do it not just for one nation, right? It's a day we are going to combine, if you are from Zimbabwe, from Zambia, from Botswana, Eswatini, we have a day where we'll be having stands, right? People from Eswatini being represented there. Then people just, interact and
just
appreciating each other's culture and learning how to interact with. Then in the long run, then we can implement those linguistic classes and just to diversify everything.
All right, thank you. I think this will be my last speech in due to time, and then I'm just going to try and expand more on it. So, there's this thing, you're a TikToker, and you probably have heard about this, and ma'am, you're an international student, right? Eden University is home to more than 24 countries, we are aware, right?
Yes.
Home to more than 24 countries, and there's this problematic country from there, but then I'll mention it, there's a lot that happens, or a lot that goes on, which really pains me, because Eden University, despite it being home to 24 countries, different countries, it is also home to a lot of students who have come from really good high schools. Back in Zimbabwe, we've got Mshana, Kutama College, students that produce good results. But then when you come to Zambia, maybe specifically at Eden, they'll tell you you are there because you underperformed in high school, and that's why you're there. And that's what really are you going to do as an international relations office to show that we have actually good people here with great minds, great talent that are here, is Eden University doing enough to show that the degree at Eden University is worth being a professional someone out there?
All right. Thank you for posing that question. Firstly, I will not disagree or agree with the point where you say that country is problematic. But anyways, to answer your question, I do believe that we need to create unity amongst nationalities. Mm-hmm. And as the international relations officer, it's one of the biggest tasks that one could have, to bring people from various backgrounds, various countries. That's a very huge task. And to eradicate discrimination, I do believe that a plan that should be set in motion is having exchange programs.
Okay.
And that is going to show each country, that is going to show the world that not just Eden, but Zambia as a whole is an amazing place. It's a beautiful country. It's a place where you can actually be somebody great. There shouldn't be a discrimination that, you came from Zimbabwe, but you just went next door to Zambia. What's the difference? There is a difference. The fact that we came to Zambia, it's because there's something here. And I believe that we have to show the world that, there is something in Eden that the world hasn't seen yet. And I believe through student exchange programs, that's something that is going to be showcased well.
Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
All right, so I think, yes, she answered the question, but she didn't get the last part. So can you please say the last part of it?
My last part was, here at Eden University, is Eden University doing enough for us to be recognized as a professional someone when we leave school?
All right, so first of all, for those that say...
In short words, maybe for our audience,
yes,
is the degree at Eden University worth the 4 years, the 5, the 6, the 7?
Okay, so first of all, I know most of you don't want to hear this, but Zambia is abroad. Right now we are abroad. I know most of you have a hard time accepting this. If you have a permit, if you have a passport, we are abroad. So going back to his question, which says, is the degree at Eden University carrying enough weight? I think that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yes, I know most of you, we have this thing, especially that, problematic nation. It's, the problem with that is that...
You don't forget you need to go back. So, I'm a journalist. You want to go back.
So the problematic nation is not necessarily problematic. So the thing is that we have people that like discouraging each other, right? So we have this thing, it's I don't know how to put it, but we have people that say, if I see you succeeding, the fact that I can't do what you're doing when you are on the same level, I would be forced to try and pull you down. That's the biggest issue that nation has, right? Not mentioning names. So I feel like what we need at Eden University through the administration is to prove to people, and the biggest and the fastest way to do that is to use our social media platforms, right? So, for example,
let me cut you short there.
Yes.
Are you aware that when it comes to NEST's exams, Eden University is the best performing university in
That's
London?
the thing.
Are you aware that the School of Law are the second best mooters? Arbitration week recently, just last week, they were second. Last, they were second. But say, as a TikTok, have you ever posted? You mentioned social media. Have you ever posted?
That's where we are coming from. So
And
personally, I don't
posted?
have people that are in the law. Like the first friend that I had, I made that friend during this campaigning season. And I was even telling the same person, please do invite me because I want to be involved. People don't know of those things. People, even pharmacy, you forgot pharmacy. Our pharmacy school is one of the biggest pharmacy school in the whole Southern African region. And we don't have the social, I don't even know if we have a media department as the school. So, yeah, we do have a marketing department, but what they focus on is applying for people. If we're going to go out into the world, show that we have the best lawyers, we have the best nurses, we have the best pharmacists here in Zambia. Trust me, people are going to take what we do here very seriously. And that's why I'm pushing that we be in these positions so that we can market our institution to people. Because people that are here already are the ones that appreciate the beauty of this institution, you and Madam here. We know that no, in as much as people criticize like our surrounding, for example, they turn the Ballaston problems into problems of Eden University. And some of them we don't even have control over. So I feel like our institution is really depriving us the real picture that we are supposed to be showing people out there. For example, our lawyers, we need to have like a platform, like a page that only represents law association, nurses and staff. So I believe if we do get in power, we are going to be pushing for things like that because it's not necessarily going to benefit me, but the name and the reputation of the institution. So thank you on that one.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Eden Podcast. Thank you.